worked in a couple of large companies over east in defence area and marine seismic, doing subsea towed array sonars. I moved to Perth, worked for Eagle Aircraft for a couple of years. That was acquired by the Malaysian government at that time. The project moved offshore, and I started with some colleagues consulting business, and it's all just grown from there, really. So Structured Design Innovero are sort of the result of a past 25 years of working for myself in consulting engineering. At the moment we've got two core businesses, Structured Design and Innovero. Structured Design focuses on defence work, which is non-aviation related. Innovero is aeronautical product development, and there's a little bit of overlap between the two. Innovero was founded nearly 10 years ago, and it was spun out of Structured Design. We developed the Nearmap airborne camera technology, so I was one of the very first people on board Nearmap. We developed all the airborne technology for that business, and it was just becoming difficult to operate an aviation design and manufacturing consultancy inside a larger general consulting engineering business. The quality system requirements are obviously very, very different. So Innovero was just spun out into a life of its own. So we've got 25 staff here at the moment, almost all permanent full-time, with a few casuals. And our turnover is comfortably north of $5 million a year, and we're looking to grow that at the moment. We're slightly unusual in that we have a substantial aeronautical product design consultancy business. So we have a wide range of design approvals in-house. We also are a manufacturing business, so we have a very, very broad scope manufacturing approval. We do operate a maintenance business as well, component overhaul, so that we can maintain products that we manufacture. And there's also the background of prior product development experience outside of the aviation industry. So it's bringing all those things together is very, very unique in Australia. Most of our work is in aerial survey, aerial camera equipment. That's been the bulk of the work over the last decade. We also manufacture a number of products, now just moving into supporting the Fokker 100 fleet with Network Aviation and Qantas, with a couple of projects for them to keep those aircraft operating through to their end of their service life. And we also do a lot of other work for other survey companies. There's CGG, which we're managing the manufacture and modification of a substantial aircraft survey installation at the moment. So the bulk of our work is commercial aviation in its various forms. So in that sort of general sector, we're moving into defence sector with an unmanned aerial system project, and that's a significant part of our future. About 75 to 80% of our product goes overseas. So we're largely offshore sales driven. Being a founder of Spookfish, which was then acquired by Eagleview Technologies in the US at the end of last year. So having set up the Spookfish business, an aerial imagery acquisition, distribution and sales business. So collecting very, very high resolution imagery at very, very high quality, processing that and then distributing that to clients, and then deriving lots of useful data for various market segments. So that project was acquired by Eagleview Technologies, which is the largest company in that space in the world in terms of revenue. But that was acquired at the end of last year, and we're now a supplier to the US for all their camera systems and ongoing camera technology development. At the moment, we're anchored around a single large client with a long-term supply agreement in place, but we're going through a process of diversification. So that's by way of joint venture and merger and acquisition. So there's a couple of significant opportunities that we're looking at where we can leverage off the capabilities we have here to value add some existing US manufacturing businesses and really sort of value add what they're doing. Our profile in the US market is rapidly expanding because that's where the combination of merger and potential acquisitions that we're looking at in the US to provide a manufacturing capability in the US and also to value add existing businesses with the unique product development and certification capability we have here. And we're also helping leverage an Australian, a Perth-based business into the US market. They've got some substantial opportunities and we're in the right location and have the right skills to make that business really work. As part of our expansion into the US, we're with a partner there. We're looking to set up and put some manufacturing and maintenance facilities in place to support our existing products and new product development. It's absolutely fundamental to our success because I have a background in product development and commercialisation over the last 25 years. It's an inherent part of everything that we do, looking to provide new capabilities and services for our clients. Probably 25% of all our expenditure has an R&D element to that, and there's a proportion of that, maybe 5 to 10%, that is fundamentally new product development that is purely driven internally. Because we're a one-stop shop for product development, aeronautical product certification, and the various approvals that go along with that, manufacturing of components, so that we do all of the manufacturing under our very broad in-house approvals, and then we can support the product in service through our overhaul capability. So we deal with the entire spectrum of aeronautical product development literally under one roof, and that is something that is quite unique. So we can do electronic PCB design, composite structural design, conventional sheet metal structures and machine structures, and complex systems design, and then take those all the way through the certification, manufacturing, and maintenance process. Our background defence in a substantive way started about 10 years ago. With a project within structured design, we designed, manufactured and installed the ballistic protection for the Holsworthy Special Forces training facility. So that was a very significant project that was in fact one of the very first projects for structured design when we started that a little over a decade ago. So that's obviously nothing to do with aviation, but it established a significant amount of credibility as a valued supplier to defence. And out of that we've done a number of other indoor range complex for the Federal Police, WA Police, and worked on various projects at Swanbourne. With regards to Innovero specifically and aviation related projects, we're teaming with a tier 1 airframe manufacturer for a couple of projects that we're looking at, both sort of in the defence and policing world, which is very exciting for our business, and we'll be able to disclose a lot more about that over the coming months. We also have, as mentioned, a significant stake in a tactical unmanned aerial system project, which is genuinely a game changer. We're providing services currently to the Army with indoor range complexes and training facilities through structured design. Through Innovero and the work that we're doing on our unmanned aerial system, that has applications for both Army and Navy requirements. So the bulk of our effort going forward is in unmanned platforms and also a range of interesting sensors that we're looking at developing as well. In the first instance, we are targeting the Australian defence market, but there are also some regional markets, defence markets, that we're definitely looking to engage with. One of the interesting things is we've been extraordinarily busy over the last dozen or so years, just quietly in our little workshop in O'Connor, developing and evolving and manufacturing product, and in the process generating a lot of export revenue for Australia. Very few people in the aviation industry generally are actually aware that we even exist, and our profile within defence outside of the Special Forces training facilities is actually pretty low. So we're going through a transformation at the moment to put our head up, let the world know that we exist, and build and expand capabilities, leverage off the phenomenal resources and talent that we have in the organisation. So we're just gaining a better understanding of opportunities in the marketplace, a better understanding of what other suppliers, specifically in the defence sector, are doing, and then looking at how we can add value to that entire ecosystem. So the ambition is not just to march in there ourselves and try and stand alone and be necessarily or try and find our way to a position of prominence. We want to do that more via a cooperative means with other players that are already doing some wonderful things, and we can look to add value to those.